Hey, I thought you were going to like pick it up from
nodding.
me. So.
I don't know. I was just nodding
right.
at the screen like I often do. I was like, yeah, man, that's right.
Awesome. Well, here in the top right-hand corner of the map Daybreak, we have our blue Zerg player from Team It's GoSu. It is GY. And his opponent down in the bottom left-hand corner of the map from Team Liquid. You guys will see him at the Team Arena Challenge 3 Finals in 10 days. It is HerO.
That's right. So GY, formerly known as Nara, that's why his tag still says that.
Not the Brood War Nara, but the Dream Team Gaming Nara.
Dream Team Gaming Nara. Just a fan of Nara. I talked to him a couple weeks ago on Skype when he joined our team. His English is actually pretty good, honestly. But I'm like, so why the name GY? And he trolled me so hard. He's like, he told me at first it stood for Greatest Yankee.
Oh,
and
God.
I'm like, no. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Because he knew I was from America, so he was trolling me. He's like, it stands for Greatest Yankee. And I'm like, no, it actually stands for the initials of his fiance.
Oh,
so, I know.
That's adorable.
How cute is that?
Yeah.
So if hopefully things work out. Otherwise, it'll be another name change.
I can't root against. I like Liquid.HerO. He's kind of one of my Protoss idols.
You know, Liquid.HerO is amazing in PvZ, so it's going to be like a mountain to climb for GY. I mean, let's just be honest here. HerO's so established and so good in this matchup. It's going to be tough. But yeah, man, GY is a player with heart. You know, he's like, I'm going to make my fiance my ID.
But he has to succeed where Daybreak failed at the Hot Import Nights event and try and defeat HerO in a best-of situation. 13 pool coming out for him, though, and it looks like HerO's probably going to save up for a 17 Nexus, although could be a little bit earlier than that, and he is sending out a probe now. He did catch a glimpse of a slightly earlier pool, and it looks like he's going to throw down a Forge in response.
Yeah, that's right. You never know when Zerg's going to send a couple lings across the map at you, so if you do detect that slightly earlier pool, it's safe to just get that Forge first. Normally, players do like to get the Nexus first if possible on this map. Now, GY, I have to admit, I haven't really seen a lot of his games other than what we've cast in the past for Team Arena Challenge 3 and things I've seen off and on different online events. I really haven't seen a lot of his games, so I'm curious to see how he's going to play ZVP. Daybreak is a map where you have a lot of options, but so does Protoss, so you have to be really diligent with your scouting and making sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's and whatever.
Yes, crossing your I's, dotting your T's.
That's right.
Well, in GY, it was kind of interesting to note, didn't even bother trying to put a drone out there.
Nope.
He actually ended up producing his Lings and his Queen first before he ever thought about taking a natural. Didn't want to mess around with something that could be blocked at all.
Yeah, and this is something that I think is really good for a lot of Zerg players that might be struggling in the early game with Protoss probe harass, is that you don't need to get your hatchery right on 15 or something like that. You don't need to get it right away at 15 or 17 or something like a lot of the pros do. You know, they juke and jive with their drones and eventually get it down. And that's really crazy because there's 2 gas going on for GY. But let me go back to what I was saying for just a second. It's perfectly fine to go ahead and make Lings and chase that probe away so you can get your hatchery down on 20. It doesn't slow you down that much. So if you're a Zerg player having trouble with that, don't worry about it, man. Just get the Lings out, get your expansions, don't worry about it.
But we have this craziness going on now.
This is insane.
But
2
this
gas.
is crazy, and I just met you, and I'm not going anywhere else with that. So because I would kill myself if I tried to continue that. Yeah.
So let's see Lair, because Nidus maybe.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, God. But it is going to be, more than likely. He already has Overlords that are not in position to check gas, but to go ahead and run all the way around.
Did HerO see the 2 gas?
No, I don't believe he has.
I don't think he... Okay, he hasn't. I wanted to make sure, but
he's still sitting down here at the expansion. Like, okay, it's 5.5 minutes now. Where's your third base at?
Some Zerg players do like to just get 1 gas and get Zergling speed before their third. You know, just play it ultra safe. Startail Life loves to do that. But it does obviously make you a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, but you just mentioned like the craziest Zerg player on the planet right now,
he's crazy awesome, man. That's what he is.
He is crazy awesome, but like that doesn't give me hope. Like, oh, he's playing like life. Wait a second, that could mean anything is coming at me.
With the amount of drones he has, the amount of Lings he's made, this is almost certainly going to be Speedling Nidus all in. Which is getting pretty popular, honestly, in ZVP. We've seen it a couple times in Team Arena Challenge 3, and if your opponent doesn't have the proper scouting, they can get Nidus'd hardcore. And there it is. There's a Nidus Worm going down for GY.
Yep.
I love this build. I don't care if it wins or not. It's just fun.
It is. It's not exactly a long game. So, now, as we can see on HerO side, he actually did this build at the Hot Import Nights event once against Daybreak, where he decided to consciously just take the 1 gas and then take his second over at the natural a little bit later. Yeah, well, it's also, this second gas comes up a lot later. As you can see, it was just started to be mined from, and he's able to hit with a pretty powerful gateway attack or just take a much more secure expansion because he did get up his infrastructure of gateways a lot earlier on than you normally would.
I'm wondering right now if we're going to see GY make 2 Niduses. Okay, yeah, there's the one started right now. Didn't leave himself enough minerals to make 2, and Hero cannot see this.
No.
This is something that he's probably not expecting. He has no idea, man. That Nidus is getting up there. Oh, man, this is getting a little bit dangerous for Liquid.HerO here.
And how many units does he have out? He
Nidus
has
is out.
1 Zealot and 2 Stalkers.
Oh,
you
know what?
God.
I think Hero is just dead, actually. There's the Queen with the Spore Crawler, and it is really hard to recover from this. The gateways getting unpowered.
Boom.
And Hero is in huge trouble right now.
His saving grace was almost Hero's, that is, that he put up those gateways a little bit earlier than you normally would, but it's not going to be enough to save him.
No, he never was able to warp anything in, really. I mean, he's got 2 Stalkers and a Sentry. He never got a warp in, actually, with those gateways.
Yeah.
Warp gate research never even was a factor here, and this main base is just simply dead.
Yeah. Oh, he had a nice position there to pick off the first of the spine
Wow,
crawlers.
this is about as all-in as you can get. This is
look
like
at that.
Super hardcore
21 drones. That's why I have the unit stab up here.
Oh, I love this. I like this guy.
I can tell you do. So
it's awesome. He's got the high ground vision, too, so we can just fire from that with Queens once the spine finishes. It's going to be very, very annoying. And things coming up the ramp now. There is a cannon. Probe's getting surrounded a little bit. GY does need to be careful about how he micros this, but he does have the spine. The spine going after the cannon that's not finished yet. Wants to keep him to just 2 cannons here.
And Hero didn't realize it, and actually that gets killed. So Nexus down to 100 hit points and is going to go down.
Spine. All right. Well,
not going to help all that much. Yeah.
And yep, there's the Zerglings surrounding the cannons right now. The supply looking pretty good for GY, man. It's only going to be that last cannon remaining. 2 spines on the high ground. 2 spines on the high ground, that is. Not Spains. There are no countries in Europe on the high ground. And GY's got this game, man. He's taking it.
All right. Well, Hero just trying to hang on as best he can now, but he is supply blocked. He's losing his last of the defensive cannons. He doesn't have a full wall up at the front, so Lings are able to actually reinforce at the front if they so desire. And it's
Queens
just
in your
one
base.
Stalker up for him.
There's Queens in your natural expansion. That's never a good sign as Protoss.
What?
I love
the excellent sign.
I gotta say, I really do like the addition of spine crawlers on the high ground. And you gotta love the creep spread too. Like half his main is covered with creep now. It's kind of funny.
So this is unfortunately just not going to work out for Hero. He only has a couple of units left over. He does have +1 weapons, but that's not really going to assist him. Looks like the spine crawlers are going to get in position on the low ground now. So.
And the Zealots trying to go after the Lings here. The spine crawlers get burrowed just fine. The Sentry's like, I got this, man. I don't know about that. Force field,
missed a little bit.
It looked like it was good, but yeah, just a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah, and now
he's warping in units now. I mean, he's trying. He's trying his best, but it just seems like GY has enough. GG.
GG, and GY takes game number